Hi, and welcome back or welcome to the Living Life podcast. This is episode 7. Okay, episode 7. I'm going to be fully honest with you. Where have I been? What have I been doing? I've been, kind of a bit absent from the scene. I know all of you, two people have been like, where you at, girl? Like, ghosted. You ghosted the podcast. And I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. I've just been busy. I say in quotation marks because I don't know why I've been gone. I just haven't really made time for the podcast. I haven't really prioritized it. I haven't really made it. Also, it's a lot of work, guys. It's a full-time job that I'm not being paid for. So I'm like, okay, it's a lot for me, and I'm like, my schedule is pretty busy, and I've been gone. That's why my voice sounds a little rustic and like smooth criminal. But yes, so this episode, I'm just gonna get right into it because I feel like it's gonna be a longer one, or maybe I should just talk about the vibes. Hold on. Yeah, so there's been a lot going on in my life. Summer has been crazy movie. I actually really haven't been doing a lot of anything, but I feel like the school year was just a lot, and I just need to calm down. I was gone for a week at a summer program. That's why my voice kind of bad because I was screaming, I was crying. There was a lot going on, and I'll talk about that in a later episode because it truly was life-changing. But for this episode is going to be about my sophomore year of high school. Let me start off by saying sophomore year was probably the best school year of my entire life. I'm not even kidding you. The friendships I made, the way it impacted me, the relationships and connections I made this year, as well as just how much fun I had was just incredible. And I'm so grateful that I got to experience a school year like this because after my ninth grade year, my ninth grade year was a time. Let me tell you, it was the worst year. It was one of the worst years of my life. It was one of the worst school years of my life. I was alone pretty much all of it. I came home crying every day on the first semester of school, and the vibes were just really, really bad. They were really shit. It was really awful. But for sophomore year, it was a time to be alive. Let me tell you, every term, because if you don't know, my school split into 8 terms, so 8 different times we switched classes and switched semesters. So every time I switched classes, it was always a time to be alive. I think I only really had one bad term, and that was near the end of the year, and it wasn't even that bad. It was just kind of not as good as the other ones. Also, my shirt, if you're not watching the video, I think you really should. The shirt is my tropical Hawaiian shirt and the summer vibes. The summer vibes. I'm pulling in. This was supposed to be my spirit shirt for homecoming spirit week, but I got sick with COVID-19. I got sick with COVID-19 this week, so I missed out on spirit week. And this shirt came, so this was Tropical Tuesday. It was Tropical Tuesday day, and this shirt caught here on Wednesday. So even if I wasn't sick, I still would have not been able to wear this shirt. So getting some good use out of it. It's low-key my vibe in a way. Kind of matches the headphones, it matches the set. It's interesting. But sophomore year was just truly one of the craziest and best years of my life. And I thought I would give you a huge debrief on it because so much happened. So much happened every single day. Every day was probably a time, let me tell you. So we're going to get right into it. Sorry, but real quick, at this summer program, I was doing a lot of public talking and speaking, so sorry if I'm sounding a little rough once again. But let's get into it. I'm so excited. So we come off. So let me tell you, the start of sophomore year, I just left my public high school because here's a little context. I don't think I've talked about this. Maybe I have, and I just put it as a draft or something because I had a whole episode lined out. It was an hour. It was literally the longest episode ever. It was pure yap, and it was all about my ninth grade year and how awful it was and how it was the worst year of my life. But basically, a super short summary. I pretty much was at my charter school, so I go to a charter school right now, And at this charter school, I was at there for semester 1, and there was this one girl who made my life completely miserable. She made me come home crying every single day. I really didn't have any friends. And then I switched to a public high school where I was completely alone the entire time. I had like 1-2 friends tops, and it was just way too big. It was overwhelming. It was gross. Everyone was smoking all the time. So it just like wasn't for me. So we come into sophomore year. I'm coming back to my charter school. I'm nervous. I'm so freaking nervous. I have one really, really, really good friend. I don't know if she's listening or not because she's not real for that. But my girl, my best friend, I love you so much. And she literally was like the person that gave me confidence to come back and to make it at my school again, because I was so nervous because I felt like everyone hated me for some reason. I thought no one liked me because this one girl did not like me, who the same girl that made my life miserable. I was like, she doesn't like me, so my life's gonna be awful. I have no friends. It's gonna be the worst time ever. It's not gonna be good. I wish I could go tell that girl that literally you have nothing to worry about. But when I came in, it was like August 3rd, I think, and I was actually having like the great vibes. I came in with a lot of confidence, and I think that's what this year would really be for me, was confidence. I had the like biggest confidence boost ever this entire year. I kind of carried myself with confidence. I think a lot of people could see that and like wanted to be my friend. So yes, I think that was like kind of the vibes there for that. So the first day of school, kind of low-key a fever dream. I can't really remember. It was like August. You know, like how the first semester of school is like the best school semester ever. Like semester 1, the fall semester, everyone's happy. Everyone's like tan. It's like football season. My school doesn't have football games, but like the vibes, you know, there's like the vibes are there for the first semester. The second semester, everyone's like wants to die, but first semester it's good. So it's like a perfect August day. And then we went to go get Chick-fil-A after school, and it was just a really, really great day. Like, so I'm not gonna brag or anything, but the first day, a lot of people noticed I was gone. They're like, Olivia, you're back, girl. Like, oh my God, we missed you. A lot of the teachers and the staff were just like, oh, we're so glad you're back. We missed you so much. So there's that also. And then a lot of my friends were also like, oh my God, girl, you're back. Everyone's like, why'd you leave? What was going on? Like, it was just vibes, you know? So everyone was really happy I was back. And I was also so happy to be back. I just like came in to my school with like open arms. Like, I felt like very open about it. I walked in, like I literally walked in and had like a friend already. So I was already super happy about that as well. So let's get into the first term of school. I think this term was like August. So every term is like 4 weeks. So it's like kind of like a month. So like this term was like August term, and there was a lot that happened. I feel like it's gonna be kind of hard to remember, but I just remember that I had a really great friend group. They're not my friends anymore. Well, not all of them together, but like a couple of them are still my friends. But like a lot changed from the first term to the 8th term of the school year. So there was that. So basically, this one girl came to my school. She was from that same public school, but she came to this school, and for the first time ever, she was wild. Let me tell you, she was wild. She was a great time. She was so fun. She really matched my energy. She matched my freak. Somebody gonna match my freak. Like, she matched me so well. So we were like a really good match together. And I was so happy that she came to the school, because she really made like that term for me. She ended up leaving, which was pretty sad, but she was just lit. She was a lit, crazy time. And then I also remember that in my like friend group, we made a bingo card of everything that we predicted would happen at the school. You know, like, this was not on my 2024 bingo card, like that. So we made one of those. I'm gonna try to find a picture real fast, and we're gonna tell you what was on it, and I think I'll let you know what we crossed off. Okay, so I'm reading this right now. If you're watching the video, here's what it looked like. It's just on my phone. So there was some stuff that happened. So just for a few, the first row, we have arson, a seizure, which didn't happen. No one committed arson. an OG gets expelled. So what do you meant by like OG? We meant like, so my school is again 6 through 12. So an OG would be like someone that we've been with at school since the 6th grade gets expelled. That did not happen. Someone gets caught smoking, a lockdown, scandal, someone steps on the grass because like we had some grass going on and like no one was allowed to step on it. And if you did, it was like it wasn't a big deal, but we thought it would be. So that was pretty funny. Hopefully the people I'm talking about will not watch this. Hopefully they don't know what's up. But I made friends with these 2 girls. And like they were super fun in the beginning, and then they got really, really weird towards me, and now they hate me for no reason. They literally have no reason to hate me, but now they do for some odd ass reason, which is just weird for them because no one really hates me. And then I think a standout part of this term was, I put dumb on here for some reason. I don't know why I put dumb, but we had lunch outside a lot of the time, and it was really fun. We played volleyball. We were just like giggling around, kicking feet and stuff like that. So I think that was one of the biggest like standout terms for me. Also, this term I was actually like saying I was going to quit tennis because if you don't know, I play tennis. Apparently I was going to quit tennis and play volleyball from this school instead of my public school, which ended up not happening. But still, like, I was really focusing on volleyball. Thank God that did not work out because that would have been one of the worst, craziest times of my life if I decided to go to a charter school volleyball. Thank God that did not happen. And one of the worst things probably of my sophomore year was my grandma died. So my living grandma, she lived with us. She died on literally the last day of the term. So that was a lot. I ended up failing one of my finals, not because she died, but just because I was an idiot for that. So I got to retake it, which was good, but still, that was not one of my brightest moments. It was one of the worst times of my life, worst days ever. Now we get into term 2. This is September because the last day of term was August 30th, and now we are in term 2. So this term was freaking wild. There was so many moments where I was just like, what is happening? What is going on? It was a wild time, to say the least. Like, so I learned so much lore. I caught up with people. There was so our finals day, so we have finals every last day of the term as well. And on the final day, that was pretty gross. On the final day, there was no Wi-Fi, so we couldn't take finals. So that was interesting. That was such a fun time. It was one of the craziest times ever. So basically, this term I had a lot of friends in classes, which was really, it was a lot of fun. But it was there was just so much happening. A lot. There was just vibes, you know. I had Spanish with my friends. I had English with a lot of my friends. I had this one awful teacher, dude. He was the worst, bro. I kept falling asleep and zoning out in every single one of his classes, bro. It was awful. And he's a weirdo too. Now he's not a pedophile, but he seems like he has weird vibes, you know. And my math class, term 2, was one of the craziest classes of the entire year. It stood out to me. So I had it with one friend from my 8th grade table, my 8th grade lunch table, which is, I need to make an episode on 8th grade because that lore is insane. So, and it is keep building. So I had one friend there, a guy, and then I had not a girl that I was friends with, but we didn't run in the same circle, but we knew each other. It was mutually knowing. So on the first day of term, I was like, oh my God, girl, are you in this class? And she goes, yeah. And then he comes on, and then we were like, oh, well, we just know each other more. So we sit at the same table and she sits in front of us. This math class changed the direction of their lives. They ended up dating, which was insane. I would like to say it's because of me. It definitely was not because of me. But yeah, so that happened. That math class, I failed. I ended up failing that math class because it was trigonometry. I ended up failing it with a 50 or a 60. not one of my best moments. It was really bad. But I think everyone failed that class, honestly. And a lot of people that didn't fail it were just retaking it for the second time. So that was also very interesting. Anyway, this math class was one of the like funnest classes of my life. Like, it was so, there was just so much going on. It was just the fun vibes. Our teacher like hated us. Like, he didn't actually hate us, but like he was like, "Can you guys please like shut up? You guys are so annoying." So that was one of the funniest, one of the best times of sophomore year, really. Looking back, it was like insane, but in the moment it was really fun. Now we're moving into term 3, and let me tell you, after terms 1 and 2, it didn't go downhill, but it just wasn't like as fun because it just wasn't as like iconic in a sense. Like, it got more serious and more like school like, and like my newness, like new girl type of wave was wearing off. So then it just became a little more boring. But term 3, this term I would like to rest in peace to myself, to my dignity. So I had a crush on this one guy, dude. He was the ugliest MFer I've like actually ever seen. I don't know what was going through my mind. All my friends were roasting me because they were like, "Girl, what are you doing? Get up." They said, "Get up." Later he was an ex drug dealer. So there is that. But we're just gonna move on from that because he just we just won't talk about him anymore. But when we sat next to each other in math, he was actually like, he probably thought I was an actual idiot, bro, because I kind of was in that class. I ended up passing, and he ended up leaving the school, thank God. But that was such an era. And also in term 3, I became friends with my current friends. So I had this one friend group at school, and they have my heart. They're the best. They're truly some of the best people I've ever met. They're so fun. They're so like lit crazy. They're lit crazy movie. They're the funnest people ever. So I became friends with them and like that group. One thing to let you know, like once we get like more into this episode, there's another group, but this group I like idolized for like since my 8th grade year. I was like, oh, I want to be them so bad. I want to be in their friend group, especially in 9th grade, because I sat alone in 9th grade and they all had each other and I was like alone and I was dying to get into the group. And then I became like, and then I was like one of them, and it was like one of like those crazy moments you're like, what? And you're like, oh, and we get into it later, but there was another friend group too as well. But yeah, I became friends with them, and I became friends with one of my closest and bestest friends ever now. I'm so happy I have her, because I don't really remember how we became friends because of like a mutual friend, but then like we dropped her low-key and just became friends with each other. And I took driver's ed with her, so that was my driver's ed era. Kind of one of the worst times in my life. It was brutal. So there was that. And then yeah, term 3 was low-key really fun. I can't really remember. Oh no, I do remember. I had science with my friend. I was just talking about the driver's ed friend, and it was one of the funnest classes of my life. It was so fun and nice, and just knowing I had like a friend in there, it was pretty much iconic. And then my like social studies class was like a Shark Tank theme, so we got to like present Shark Tank ideas, which is also pretty fun. I enjoyed that class, and it was just a lot of fun this term. I can't really remember any like super standout things or pictures, because I remember term 1 and 2 I had a lot of pictures, and this term I kind of just like not as much, or like I just don't remember it as much for that term. Term 4, it was the term before winter break. It was low-key, I actually don't know. Let me see what happened. Oh yeah, this class was this was a wild term. It was actually probably one of the funnest terms again, because all my classes were just really, really great. I only had one really bad class, and even that class I snuck my friend in, which we'll get into. But my first period, I had social studies, and I literally had I had a friend in there, and we literally got separated so many freaking times because we just kept yapping. Like, we're literally yapping so much. So she just separated us multiple times. She literally separated us on the final exam because we literally didn't shut up. But yeah, that was interesting. And that was actually a really fun class. And then I had Yeah. So then I guess, and then driver's ed finished. So I got my permit. Actually, I got my permit, like the second week of driver's ed, but that was also like, that was fine. And then, yeah. And then I got, so my science class, this class was, the worst class probably ever. I was dying, bro. So, I was having this teacher. She's like boring and old, and literally, it was like all freshmen in there. There was no sophomores, and I'm a sophomore, right? So it was like all freshmen. I was like, oh my god. So my friend, my driver's ed friend, had flex that period, so she had a free period, and I was like, girl, just come to class with me. So I literally snuck her into class like from the second day, and she was an honorary student of that class. She literally, like, pretty much, she should have got credit for that class, the amount of like this and stuff she did. So for our final project, we had to like present like a weather report in pairs. I did it with her. She was not in the class, and we literally presented a final project together. And during this project, it was so awful because we kept laughing at the like up at the board, and it was so embarrassing actually. But I wouldn't trade for anything because it was like one of the funnest classes because of her. All we did was laugh because there was nothing to do. This teacher gave us like no work to do, so all we did was like entertain each other. And then my Spanish class, oh, I love Spanish classes. Term was so fun. So it was like a party fiesta themed class, and we cracked open a piñata. If you see the video right there, if you're watching the video, if you see where my hand is pointed right there, that was the piñata. So we cracked open the piñata, and I got the like top of the piñata, which was really fun, and I still have it with me because it was one of the funniest classes ever. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. Best Spanish class ever because the other ones just like sucked. So we're back from winter break. We are in the second semester of school. We are in, what's it called? Yeah, we're in the spring semester, which was the start of my downfall. Not really, but like it was just so boring. Term 5, I have 2 notes. And I had my first period with my friend, which was like one of the craziest and worst classes ever. And I had I had science with like a really bad teacher, and I had my friend. That's all I did. That's literally all I had. It was like low-key so freaking boring this term. Everyone was just like kind of over it, you know, like people are just done. After winter break, people are donezo. So that term was like low-key not the best term because there was like nothing really going on. I don't have pictures from that term. It was just kind of an lame term. But over winter break, I forgot to put this, but winter break was like actually really, really fun. There was some drama that was going on too, so let me fill you in. The friend group I was part of earlier that I've always wanted to be part of, I was like in it now. Okay, I was in this friend group, like in it, okay? I wasn't like an honorary member, no. I was a part of it. I was one of the main people, I would say. And they always did Secret Santa. So I was like, okay, period. Like, I'm going to be in Secret Santa too this year then, since I'm like a part of the friend group, and I was so excited to do it. One of the person running the Secret Santa, like, she organized it all. She gave everyone a card, like, to fill out or whatever, like, all that stuff, right? She did not include me or my friend, even though we were literally sitting at the table as they were passing around notes and doing it all. And I was like, what? And obviously I'm really hurt and confused. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why are you leaving me out? We literally sit at the same table together. And I talked to my friend, and I was like, do you know why she left us out? And I was like, this is really rude, or I'm really hurt about it. And apparently she just like did it, like there's no reason why. And people were like, and her excuse was like that she didn't know us really well. Girl, we sat at the same table. That was one of the like girl, like what are you doing moments. I was like, oh. But then that happened, and then so instead, me and my friend group, this was like the birth of my core friend group. I love these girls so much. It's like 4 of us. So it's me, my driver's ed friend, the girl I started with, and then this other and then my other friend. And I kind of made friends with her since 6th grade, but like loose, on and off. She's really smart. So basically, we invited her and one of the friends I was with term 1. the beginning of the school year. So we were like, okay, we'll do our own Secret Santa then, because we're going to have a fun Secret Santa sleepover, and then we're going to go ice skating and drink hot chocolate, and it was going to be so fun. It was actually one of the funnest nights of my life, and it was like the birth of that friend group. But like one of the girls, the girl that I was friends with at the beginning of the term ended up getting sick, and so she left. So it was just like the quad, as we call them, the quad as we call ourselves, and it was just really, it was like so meaningful and important to me, and I got some cute Instagram pics out of it too. Okay, now we are in term 6. I think this is like February. Yeah, this is February, March-ish. This term, looking at my notes, was truly, I think probably the second to best term. I would not say, I don't know which one is the best term, but if not, this is not this, but I think this was one of the best terms, second, if not the best term of my sophomore year. So basically, number 1, I had flex with my 2 ninth grader friends. Love them to death. They're my literally adopted children. I've taken them in as my own. And they're just like, they're just like match my freak. They match my energy. They're gleeks. Well, one of them is a gleek. And it's just like, so they just like, they know. They don't seem like ninth graders because I'm not really friends with ninth graders. But they're an exception. And then my film class. So I was going to be put in, I think, yes. Okay. I was supposed to have PE first period. When making my schedule, I was supposed to have PE first period. I had not taken PE this entire year. I was about to do anything. I mean, anything to get out of PE first period. So they ended up changing my schedule to be me have flex first period and film second period. This film class, oh my God, was the funnest, I think probably the funnest class I think I've ever taken at my school. It was truly, truly the best. And it was just because of the people in it. It was one of the worst classes like ever. Like the curriculum was so freaking hard. There was so much to do. And it was, happy Pride Month, by the way. So I'm filming this in June. And last time I recorded an episode, it was like in like February or March. And, so that's that. I'm so sorry about that one. But it's June, so it is Pride Month now, and this class theme was about pride. It was about like queer. It was like a queer representation in film and media, and it was like we got to watch films. Like we watched Rent and I think another movie, and it was really fun too. So I really loved watching all of them. And we watched like Brokeback Mountain. That was interesting. That was like in film. I did not like that movie, by the way. It was like low-key boring AF. I did not enjoy it. But this film class was so freaking fun. So I made an animated film. And so my character's name was supposed to be Georgina, right? Georgina, like kind of like the Gossip Girl character, Georgina. I'm actually an idiot and I cannot spell. So her name was Her name was Gorgina, not Georgina, Gorgina, spelled Gorringa, Gorgina. What the fuck? What was I thinking? Gorgina. And everyone, when my film was like first played, everyone was like roasting the shit out of me, like, cause they were like, what are you talking about? Who the fuck is Gorgina? So that was like an inside joke. It's really funny. And yeah, so I got to film like with my friend, like there was this new friend group that I was like friends with then. So that's how I kind of became like one of their friend groups, which is the friend group I'm now talking about. But yeah, we got to film that film, and I was like in every one of these films I was a part of, I was like actually like the bitch. I was like the villain. I was like mean guy. So I was like named Guy in one of them, and I was like a homophobe, and then I was like a bitch. I think I forget my name, but I was a bitch in the film with my friends too, and that was interesting. That was a fun time as well. But let me talk about this friend group for a little bit. So this friend group I would like to consider, so my school is very weird. I'm not even gonna lie to you, my school is freaky. Is like not like freaky, but like we're all a bunch of freaks, and not on like the it's a man gonna match my freak. No, like you guys are freaks. Oh, me too though, so it's okay. I'm also a weirdo, okay? Don't get me wrong. But they were like one of the normal, I say in heavy quotation marks, normal friend groups. Now looking back, now when I'm like actually not a part of it, but like more in it, they're not normal. But they're not normal ASMR. Not normal. So they're not like normal, but I like truly since like the 6th grade, this is I like bigger than the friend group I wanted to be part of. Like dreamed of being a part of this friend group. I wanted to do anything. I was like doing it to do anything. It just seems like so cool and normal. So I was like, ugh, I would die to be part of the friend group. And then due to this film class, I low-key was and still am. And after I was like, wait, like wait, you guys are not all that. Like what? Like what? Like it was like really like an eye-opening moment for me. I'm like, wait, you shouldn't idolize people because I'm like, you guys are not like that. Like I always envisioned them they were like that, like they were them, but like they're not. And I feel like you should stop idolizing people because that's what I did for sure. And then they ended up not like they're obviously like great in their own ways, but like I feel like they're not a fit for me, and I always like try to make it fit, like that not like that Ayo, but like the song like I wish that I could be like the cool kids. That was how I would like. That's like the perfect way I would describe this, like how I felt like trying to fit in, like I like the like that at the beginning. It was like how it felt, That was my first period, was like free period. Second period was film. My third period was my sociology class. Let me tell you, this class was the best. This class was the best class in the world. I had two of my besties friends in there, and all we did was yap. It was literally a yap class. And like for our final, all we do has like to write a paper on like pretty much yapping. Like it was such a like an easy, interesting class, and all we did was talk, and we just talked about drama, we talked about gossip, we just talked about whatever, and it was so fun, and I just really, really enjoyed it. It was like such a break moment. And then I had lunch, and then my English class. This English class, has my heart. Has my freaking heart. I loved this class so freaking much. So first of all, we had one of the younger teachers, and he's like pretty chill. We were reading this book, so it was a literature class, and we were reading this book called The Road. Let me tell you, this book was fucking awful. I'm sorry. It was one of the worst books I've ever read. It was so boring. My God, it was having me like dying. I was like, ugh, it was awful. It was like not a good book whatsoever. But it was pretty much like it's a literature class, so obviously like you read it and then you discuss it. My friend loved it. My friend, like the table group, one of the girls loved it so much. It was like such a, like she loved it. She was like, it's such a good book. Girl, it was not a good book. But anyway, so there's that. And this class was just so fun because we all just like really matched each other really well. We had good energy. So we sat in the corner of the class. I'm so sorry. We sat in the corner of the class, and all we did was like talk and yap, and like, I'm sorry, but this teacher would have to tell us like shut up like at least 3 times a day, like 3 times a class period in like an hour class period. So it was really fun. I ended up like not getting a good grade in that class, but just because I failed the final, because I hate literature finals, they're so stupid. But yeah. So, but basically, so I love this class. So if there's this one TikTok, and it's like bang bang gorilla. If you know, you know. If you know, you freaking know. It's like when I put on, like when I smell her perfume mask, it goes bang, bang, gorilla. So I don't know how in the world it started, but there was a video of us, and we're all harmonizing to Gorilla by Bruno Mars, that song. We go, gorilla. And it's the funniest video I have in my camera roll. It's so freaking perfect. I'm not going to show it because like out of privacy for them, but truly the funniest thing ever. And all we did for the rest of the term was go gorilla, and we tried. And one of my the friend who really loved the book we were reading, she is so easy to make laugh. Like she can laugh, like she laughs so easily. So all we did was try to get her to laugh, and it was literally the funniest thing ever. But another huge part of this term, of that class, of this class, was we made a yap cake. We made a sorry for yapping cake. So I got a cake from Walmart, and it was like a chocolate cake because that was like his favorite cake, he said, because we asked him. and we put sorry for yapping on it, and it was like the best. It was truly like the best ever. It looked so good. It actually tasted good too, because we like ate like, because there was like scrape off like the frosting on top, so then we ate that frosting. It was a bomb, first of all, and yeah, it just truly was. It just truly ate so hard. And he said we weren't even that bad at yapping. He's like, I got a D1 degree in yapology, and it was so funny, and truly just the best class, like, I think ever. It was the highlight of my day, every day going into this class. So if you guys are listening, if the table group is listening, Gorilla, I love you guys so much. And then I got an 100 in my science class this term, because it was a project-based class. We had to like simulate what's it called, like a natural disaster. So I did landslides, so I got an 100 on my project, period. Okay, academic weapon. And really, it was really fun. Great. It was a great term. And I had my friend's birthday party, one of the girls from my English class's birthday party. And it was just it was one of the best birthday parties ever, low key. So my mom kept getting like roasting me, because it was like a slideshow night birthday. So we had to like all make slideshows and then like have them ready to come and present them. So for my friend who loved the road, she made a Hunger Games, like the Hunger Games, like simulation of this friend group, and I ended up winning. I won the Hunger Games. I'm actually goated. It was against the chef from Total Drama Island, but I won, period. I'm so goated for that. But yeah, it was one of the funnest birthday parties ever, and I really enjoyed it. The cake was so good, and just the group of people there was like it was like one of my favorite groups of people ever. And yeah, I just loved them so much. Okay. But all good things must have to come to an end. We get to term 7. Ugh, I hated this. Capital HATE. Hated this term. This term was probably the worst term of my sophomore year, bro. Because I had so many classes with fucking ops. Like there was one class, and it had every single op of the history of my ops in it. It was the worst class ever. And we sat at the same table. So basically, let me give you some backstory here. The girl that made me cry every day, right, and I did not want to come back to school over, she hates me. No reason why. I have no idea why she hates me. I did ghost her, but I'm like, what? Girl, I had to protect my peace. So I ended up ghosting. So she hates me, but we sat at the same table because of our friend groups was the same. So yeah, we had to do that, and that was interesting. And I think another like standout part of this term was we got a week off of school because our gym roof collapsed. Yup. The roof fell in. The roof of our brand new this gym had barely been built. Like, it's taken 2 years to build, and the roof fell in on itself. The beams collapsed. Moment of silence for that. Literally a moment of silence for that, because what? It was disgusting. It was like so bad. So we got a week off for that. That was pretty fun. But yeah, term 7, worst class of my life, worst term of my life. I hated it. And then finally, term 8, the last term of my sophomore year. I have no events for this term. I think it was first period I had medicine, second period I did social studies, third period I had math, fourth period I had lunch, fifth period I had psychology, sociology, sixth period Spanish, seventh period flex, which is free period. So yeah, I don't know what happened. Nothing really happened this term, like, at all. Everyone was just really done and over it. People just wanted it to be summer. So there's no special standout things for that, but that was pretty fun. And yeah, so that was like a debrief of all my classes. Please excuse me for that. That was actually disgusting. So my apologies for that. But yeah, that was a debrief like of all my classes this semester of this school year. Sophomore year, truly I think the best year of my entire life. because I had a lot of fun. I made so many good friends that I would have never had if I hadn't come back and given my charter school a chance again. So I'm so grateful for everyone this year. And if you're listening still, I love you guys. And yeah, I think probably my favorite term was term 6. And I think a close second would probably be term 1 and then like term 2. I think 6 and then 1. Term 6 and then term 1, I think were my top 2. I loved them so much. Sophomore year just meant so much to me. I just loved everyone in it. I still need to get my fucking film developed from my sophomore year so I can make a post on it. It's so annoying. So I'm gonna try to do that. But yes, thank you guys so much for listening to episode 7 of the Living Life podcast. Because I'm Liv. I'm so sorry I've been gone for so long. This is actually so embarrassing. But now that summer's on, I'm gonna start my grind again because I have nothing else to do. There's gonna be new episodes every other Wednesday again. And thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Make sure you give this podcast 5 stars. Follow the socials. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for listening. Bye.